We are in the losers bracket, Group B of the Anniversary Cup. We are celebrating 10 years of Heroes of the Storm, and now in Group B we have the Enjoyers going up against the Stack of Doom in a best of 5 series. This is gonna be a little bit awkward. These are two teams where most people expected them to get out of the group. If you would have asked at the beginning of Group B which teams do you expect to go straight to the playoffs, those two names would have come up a lot. But one of those teams is now going to be eliminated. This is a best of 5 series. Stack of Doom, obviously, pretty stacked. But at the same time, they got defeated in the winner bracket. We had DDX take out the Enjoyers. So this is a weird one. Whichever team wins moves on to the losers bracket final, where they have a direct shot at the playoffs again. But if you lose here, then you are out of the group. Now, there's going to be a last chance group. But that is definitely not what you want to rely upon. Now, we'll see which team takes the lead here, but suffice it to say, it's wild to see the two of them in the losers bracket, and yeah, who claims it? Mopsio's team on the left, the Enjoyers, the Polish team, and over on the right side, we have, of course, the Stack of Doom. Now, Chromie gets banned, we have also Medivh banned out. It's actually a little bit of a shame. Medivh is always fun to watch, at least, when he gets played, when he gets picked. We have Richu with Dehaka. That is something that has been banned a lot. So we've seen a lot of bans against Dehaka here. And one of the things that, at least previously, was banned against the Stack of Doom was Oriel. She's been banned consistently. Now we have Vala locked in right away and Oriel as an immediate pick. Now, I'm not so sure that Linked is really going to be the one playing her. There is a chance that they're going for some kind of double support again and maybe even go for Rhaegar for Linked and have X-Ray play Oriel, as they did in some of the earlier matches that they played in the winner bracket. So double support is a possibility right now. But either way, they really love to play with Oriel. Now we have Sylvanas and Muradin for the blue team. But I'm curious. Very curious to see what kind of compositions are now being played. If this is going to be more of the same that we already witnessed in the winner bracket, or if they have changed their MO a little bit. Anduin getting banned out here. But also that Oriel has now been claimed. Because, again, this is something that a lot of the teams in the winner bracket have done against the red team. They just banned Oriel consistently. And the Zarya ban makes a lot of sense as well. Because if they played with a solo support, what they oftentimes did is they added Oriel, Zarya, and make sure that they have some Oriel-Zarya combo, and then are able to protect Vala as best as possible. But there is still a chance that we're now getting a double support, and there it is. Rhaegar gets taken again. We get Sonya for Darkmog. That doesn't surprise either. Specifically with Rhaegar, you now have the Lightning Shield support too, so you have a lot of sustain on the Shrine. You have Vala, who gets all those heals. Very likely Resurrect again from Oriel. That's something that with a double support they've done multiple times now. And yeah, that leaves us with our last pick for the red team with Außenseiter. But for the blue team, we still need some damage and some heals. Deckard Cain and Gul'dan. So you have your AoE, you have your Wave Clear, you have your Horrify. Deckard Cain for setup 2 and insta-pick. Not even hesitating. Imperius is the choice for the Stack of Doom. Ladies and gentlemen, map number 1, Infernal Shrines. The Enjoyers against the Stack of Doom. On the left, in blue, we have Arian on Sylvanas. Markotzel is playing Deckard Cain for the Polish team. Richu with Dehaka. Mopsio on Muradin. And Atrax with Gul'dan to round out the draft. On the right side, the Stack of Doom. X-Ray, again, gets his Oriel. So as expected, they swapped some of the heroes around as he goes for the Righteous Assault. We have Linked with the second support for the team, playing Rhaegar. And all of them, of course, will try to keep Ultralisk alive. We went for Creed of the Hunter with Vala. And then at the front line, we get Darkmog playing Sonya. And Imperius played by Außenseiter. So, who takes the lead in the best of 5? Who's going to be able to claim victory on the first map? Because they had some real big troubles here. In the winner bracket, at least. It was a bit of a crazy one. In the winner bracket, in both of their series, they lost without taking a single map, and then when they played their first match in the losers bracket, they were able to break through without dropping one. So now the two of them collide, and it's pretty difficult to tell who will have the advantage here. This depends a lot also on the form on the day and on communication. Darkmog at the top already being very, very careful. They know that there's a lot of heroes currently missing. And Mopsy would love nothing more than for Darkmog to get a bit too greedy and then get a jump on him with a quick Stormbolt. So instead, Sylvanas is now saying hello. We have to try and stop that. It's a 2v1. Muradin in the middle of the map. Yeah, is being sniffed out here, but there's nothing that they can really do about it, as Vala is already going for the first camp here. So Ultralisk just going for the auto attacks, need the assist from Rhaegar, and damn, Sylvanas at the top gets killed. Sylvanas is down, taken out by Außenseiter and Darkmog, as down here we have the camp claim. Gul'dan in with a Felton Flame build. So he's going not for Echo Corruption, but we are getting a Pursuit of Flame on level 1 for him now. We'll get a lot of AoE through on every single shrine fight that they're battling out. Whereas Darkmog, at least initially, goes for Slam with Furious Blow. And Außenseiter with Imperius has gone for Burn the Impure. Which is essentially everyone. No. Ultralisk already with some really nice tower damage, and they go for a kill. They could maybe take Gul'dan. Ah, it was close there. For a second I really thought they could get that kill. They have the early level 4 talent, but it looked for a moment like Gul'dan would actually fall. Even with him surviving, we're now seeing tons of damage on that wall. That's a tower gone, and they're also going to be able to take out one of the gates. Vala, on the other hand, even with a double support, needs to be very, very careful. Ultralisk is rushing away, needs those heals and gets them. And they were not able to take Vala down. And instead, it's now all of a sudden Dehaka, who finds himself being turned into a pincushion, stunned out and killed. Kill number 2. And Ultralisk, obviously a happy panda at this point. That's a lot of connects for him. Really nice damage with the auto attack, and him starting to stack his level 1 even further. We have the fort at the bottom of the map also slowly being damaged. And that's just a great start. You take the wall out and you're able to do some serious work here. You stack up some of your talents on Vala, which is of course fantastic for the late game. And even the gank of your opponent is not able to take her down and make her drop some of that auto attack speed. Mopsio in the middle. Yeah. Just double checking everything that's going on there. Vala has to tap the fountain quickly, and the teams are moving slowly towards the top side, where of course the first objective have now spawned. Sonya is instantly on it and will get some support here. And well, with all of that support, the question then is the blue team even reacting to it? Because right now it seems like they are more interested in attempting to use Sylvanas to get some counter damage going, and that's basically what's happening. They are not going for the objective at all. They are hoping to take some structures down out at the bottom of the map. And the red team is already rotating some of their forces down towards the bot lane. So that's already a thing that's happening right now. And the wall is slowly starting to fall here. So, yeah. They got some damage in for free. But not really as much as you would want when you're giving up the objective. Because you can be you can guarantee that the Punisher is doing some work. At least the wall will completely fall, and the fort should also take some damage. I mean, we're talking about a frozen Punisher too, so normally you want to make sure that you have the entire team there to push. But they might lose Oriel now, and that's exactly what happens. The blue team is able to get that flank going, and Oriel gets caught on the rotation and dies. The frozen Punisher at the top is already pushing though, and Sonya is attempting to make that push a bit more aggressive. But with everybody on the blue team, most of the heroes on the blue team side now moving up, the defense is going to be still fine. So yeah, the fort is going to take some damage, but it's not going to be a lot. Down at the bottom of the map though, Sylvanas gets killed in the meantime, gets caught out of position here, and that's 3 kills to 1. And, well, instead of going for the fort directly, they just go for the next camp. Which, by the way, Sonya is doing too, and she is going to get some... Yeah, she's going to have to give this one up. Sonya has to move out, and that sucks for the Stack of Doom. That's a stack of suck if I've ever seen one. Just as all the work was done, all of a sudden the team appears, and, well, that's the camp gone. Then again, they did not go to the bot lane in time to stop this from happening. So that's 50% of the fort hit points gone. Sonya at the top, still doing okay here, but will eventually need a bit of an assist because Sylvanas and Dehaka are too much for her to handle. There's more camps to be taken down at the bottom of the map. We got the level 10 abilities now ready, with Oriel still waiting and decides in favor of Resurrect. So, Resurrect for Oriel, down at the bot lane. Another chance to go for a push now. and they're starting to drop more damage onto that fort. They have level 10 abilities for just a little bit longer, and with that bit of a lead, they can be slightly more aggressive, but of course the window is small and it's highly unlikely. Oh, well, actually. Alright, scratch that. They're trying to go for the kill, and they get it! Even with a Horrify and the level 10 coming in time, they get the kill on Gul'dan, and now they go for Muradin. In comes Dehaka, trying to help out too, trying to zone also Vala away. They go for Muradin, they stack it up on Dehaka, and they take that fort out. Good job. Stack of Doom with some big plays. 4 kills to 1, extending the lead in experience, stacking Vala further, and able to take out that structure at the bot lane. Muradin, by the way, went Haymaker. So, level 10 Haymaker instead of going for more survivability. Sonya at the top. Oh, they're going in with everybody. And there's the Playmaker value. Yeah, Sonya is dead. They're trying to rotate up to help her out, but obviously they are too late to do that. They might still be able to catch somebody off guard, and they do, because now Sylvanas is gone, and Deckard Cain is also slowly starting to waddle out of the fight. Auriel should still be fine. The double support is going to keep them alive here, as Vala is starting to connect more auto attacks. Gets the first quest reward. X-Ray is dead. X-Ray is gone, and now it's a 4 versus 3. But the Resurrect brings Auriel back to business. Another Haymaker play, though. And both of the supports are now being caught in Deckard Cain's ult, and there's the Horrify. Beautiful synergies from the blue team. That was nicely done. And Rhaegar is not out of harm's way yet. He's also gonna die. That was actually pretty epic from the Enjoyers. Really well done. First, the Haymaker play against Imperius. Then catching with Deckard Cain's ult both of the supports. Imperius dies first. Then the Horrify, absolutely on point to hit both of the healers. And that brings them to a situation where it's now 6 kills to 5. And they have the upper hand on the objective. So, really, really well done by the blue team. So yeah, good job. Now, all the way up at the top now. We're still getting some extra aggression. With Gul'dan at the bottom of the map, still working on the objective. The aggression topside did not lead to a kill or anything. So now they're going for the objective after all. But Muradin is attempting to slow them down a bit, to allow his teammates to get more done here on the shrine. They're taking full control of it. Yeah, but they need probably a kill if they really want to have a chance there. And instead we get Haymaker, and the Ancestral is in immediately. But Vala gets licked. Punisher's already taken. Imperius is missing his ult, and Vala needs a heal and gets it. But there's a double kill. Rhaegar and Imperius are both dead, and that is now 8 kills to 5 for the Enjoyers. So, this is starting to spiral a bit out of control. The stack of Doom is having some big issues. They're losing too many heroes, they're losing them too quickly, and it's turning into a disaster for them. It started off really well, actually, with them destroying the fort at the bottom of the map and having some very good picks that they made happen. But now they are losing ground, and every single team fight seems to make matters worse. The experience lead has flipped. It's now the blue team that is ahead. They're nearly on level 15. They are ahead in kills too, nearly doubling what the opponent has. We have 25,000 damage for Gul'dan, 19,000 for Vala. And yeah, it's starting to be a really tough game for them. Curious how the blue team is now going to continue this from here on out, because they will run into a talent advantage in just a moment. Once they have that extra half level, they will be on level 16, which could help them also with the next objective, depending on the spawning time and how quickly Stack of Doom is able to get experience here. If they can get a few hero kills, for example, that would help them to close that gap for sure. But that's not a thing right now, so much better moves now on the side of the Enjoyers. And the Stack of Doom is playing from behind. I mean, at this point we need to rename them into the Stack of the Doomed. That seems to be a little bit more appropriate, because they're having some problems here. And being in the loser's bracket is only one of them. 16 talents are ready. That gives us also the Rampant Hellfire. Deckard Cain with the Horadric Staff in the middle of the map. Still pressure. from the Enjoyers. I mean, they got level 16 now, so of course they're going to start making some plays. Moving in for exactly that. The whip is missing. X-Ray, they go for Vala, and Ultralisk is still fine. Ultralisk hasn't died yet, so that's the good news. The bad news is that with the help of Sylvanas, that's another fort that falls. So that is 2 of the forts gone, and they're now rotating towards the top lane. Probably going to try and take this one out as well, ideally before the objective spawns, because you guessed it already. It's a top lane shrine that spawns up next. So, yeah. Sylvanas is saying hello. Is now moving in, and they're getting some good damage on this. Sonya's rotating over. They don't have level 16 just yet, but they're getting there. Minion wave is in. Damn, if they're taking that fort out, that means that the fountain is gone. And I'm not sure they can actually do it, but they're getting really, really close. There's level 16, so at least there's an even talent fight on the next objective now. Giant Slammer, and more importantly, Manticore. Plus also the Will of Heaven. So, more attack damage. And attack speed. More oomph for Vala, who is obviously the hope generator for Oriel and has been throughout the entire game. But now we're going to see on the next objective what the red team can do, because they gotta do something now. They're falling too far behind. That's a nice connect on the other hand. On Muradin, but there's the Ancestral, and they get him. That is the end of Imperius. He's gone. They want to go for another kill. Oriel has a Resurrect available, but doesn't go for it right away, and that is a triple kill. Yep, that's a triple, and they lose X-Ray. That's all of them gone. 4 heroes down. Only Rhaegar survives. Big, big plays by the Enjoyers. And it's an utter disaster now for the red team. They're going to lose the topside keep before the objective is even a thing here. And then with the Punisher, they could technically try and make a play for the core. Oriel actually resurrected herself. And yeah, that means that the 2 supports are available, but they can obviously do nothing about the attack. 13 kills to 5. 18.5 to level 17. And all the way up at the top, the chance to go for the next objective, the next Punisher. Yeah, it's pretty bad news, honestly. Stack of Doom, Vala, she's gonna get another stack with the next auto attack, which means that we have another quest reward for her on level 1. They're trying to invade this one now. It's gonna be a 4 versus 4, with Sonya not being here yet. Nice. The corridor, perfect for Gul'dan. The ult of Deckard Cain not doing too much, but now Vala dies. That's also some of the attack speed gone. It's not getting any better for the red team. It honestly isn't. They can at least kill Muradin, and they do, but then lose Rhaegar and they lose Oriel. They lose Imperius. It's an utter disaster. And you guessed it, this is already a 5-man team wipe. The entire team taken out. Level 20 talents nearly. Oriel can resurrect herself if she really wants to, but what a disaster now for the Stack of Doom. The Enjoyers on their way to the core. They want to end it right now, and they will. They get the level 20 talent just in time for the attack here. And this is, of course, all she wrote in game number 1 of the best of 5 series. The Enjoyers, they take the lead, the 1-0 on Infernal Shrines. 18 kills to 6, and a well-deserved victory for the blue team, no doubt about it. GG, well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
So the Enjoyers are in the lead. A very quick 1-0 that they had there, and absolutely outplaying the Stack of Doom towards the end. I mean, the coordination that we had on the blue team was pretty spectacular in some of those plays. The Haymaker moves, not a fan of Haymaker here, but they really made it work. Isolated targets, isolated them more with Deckard Cain following up with his own ult, and then just killing them one after another. A lot of the battles were also taking place in areas where I really think Stack of Doom should have tried to disengage earlier. The last battle in particular, you are fighting in a corridor in a choke point against Gul'dan, who's just gonna say thank you, and comes in with all the Fel Flame damage that he can muster, and just, yeah, eats you alive. So now Dehaka is banned. Richu's Dehaka, as I said before, is obviously something that a lot of teams have started to ban out. And in this case, we're seeing that the red team is no exception, after they were just pretty destroyed by Dehaka too, amongst other things, of course. they get rid of the Haka, but that leads to an insta-pick on Chromie, which, just a reminder, they banned on the last map. So they are put into that weird spot where they want to ban Lucio, but they are also trying to ban Chromie, they want to ban the Haka, they can't ban both, and whatever they don't ban gets then taken a moment later. That brings us to a pretty strong front line now for Johanna and Blaze, for Stack of Doom with Johanna and Blaze. So X-Ray and Darkmok, so a little bit more on the tanky side than what we saw on the previous map, where they relied on a more damage-heavy front line. And also with the sustain, of course, on the Shrine, with Sonya in particular, having the double support there. This is going to be a different game for them. So now, Leoric and Diablo for the front. And I'm curious what the damage output is going to be through Ultralisk this time. But they're really in trouble here. This was, at the beginning, a good game for them. They had clean rotations, they went for the destruction of the bottom 4, they got a couple of kills, but then the Enjoyers really found their rhythm, especially after level 10 dynamics connected, and they did not look good after that. They basically didn't win a fight anymore, and it's worrisome. Stack of Doom is a team that on paper looks very, very powerful, but it is not working out for them so far in Group B. So they have to start a comeback here. If they go 0-2, I gotta be honest, I don't see them go for a full reverse sweep. So this is an important game for them. Tomb of the Spider Queen, if they can win it here, then again, very open match. But the Enjoyers, they have a lot of momentum now. And we'll see if they can pull that one off. So, yeah. For now, what do we get? We need a double pick. And Ultralisk is the most likely. Nah, actually, he's already picking. So they're going Hanzo and they're going Deckard Cain. Außenseiter might go for his Li Ming again. Tomb of Spider Queen is a map where you can definitely pull her off too. Has been playing a lot of Li Ming. Genji, Li Ming are usually two of the heroes that he's been playing a lot. So either we're going to get the Shimada brothers or we get Li Ming. At least that would be my guess right now. But over on the left side, we have Chromie, Leo, Diablo, and Genji comes in. That already takes one of the options away from Außenseiter, as Malfurion is the support for the blue team. So, last but not least, yeah, not that eager to lock that pick in as previously. The last time that it was him who had to choose, he insta-locked Imperius, didn't even take half a second. Was hitting that button hard even before it was available, and here comes Tracer for him now. Might switch that over to Ultralisk. Either way, Tomb of the Spider Queen is our second map, ladies and gentlemen. It's a best of 5 series. We are in the losers bracket of Group B of the Anniversary Cup. Let's go. Let's see which team takes it in game number 2. Map number 2. Alright, let's go. What can the stack of the Doomed do this time? Over on the left side, Richu with Leoric. We got Mopsio on Diablo. Makotzel on Malfurion. We got Arion on Genji. And Itrax is playing Chromie. Yay! Oh, shut up. On the right side, it's X-Ray on Johanna. We got Ultralisk on Hanzo. Darkmok is playing Blaze in game number 2. Linked with Deckard Cain. And Außenseiter is playing Tracer. Alright, let the games begin. Who's going to be able to win Tomb of the Spider Queen? Is it going to be the 2-0 lead for the Enjoyers? Or is the red team able to turn the momentum? They really need to dig deep on this one. As I said before, I personally have my doubts that if this goes 0-2, they're able to win 3 in a row. I have some concerns. So, we'll see. But if they can take it here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, then that's a different story. This is also a much more normal composition right now. And they're starting things off with a kill. They take Diablo down, so good for them. There's no double support this time. There's no trying to be, you know, like exotic in the team composition. It's just as straightforward as it can possibly get. 2 Overwatch heroes there also for the damage. Good front line. They got Cain from heals. And we'll see if that is going to be enough for them, or if the Enjoyers are able to take it. So, as is, we now have at the top Chromie just moving around a little bit and starting to do her damage here too. Obviously, the camps are now about to be taken and things are very likely not going to be too aggressive unless they are actually... Nah, they're not going to go for the camp here. But yeah, so while the early game plays out, once again, also a reminder, guys, if you want to support more tournaments in the Heroes of the Storm esports scene in general, Blizzard obviously abandoned us already years ago, and we're still trying to keep it alive with more and more tournaments and events. So if you want to support those efforts, then check out patreon.com/Khaldor. Always get asked what the best way is to support all of this, and this is honestly the best source for sure. Check it link out in the video description if you're actually watching this on YouTube right now. And as I said 1,000 times, I'm not really the best updating the social media posts on Patreon. That's not really what it's about. But with all the tournaments that are now hosted over the last couple of years, the events that we've been running, including even offline events, you can clearly see that it's more about the actions than the words there. So if you want to support any of this, would be nice if you would check that out. And for all the supporters on Patreon already, big shout out and a thank you. A lot of the stuff that we're doing here would not be possible without you guys. And, well, that's another kill. So, that wouldn't have been possible without all the pressure. And I think it was actually the Siege Giants that got the final hit in here. Am I seeing this correctly? Did the Siege Giants get the final damage connect? Might actually be what happened here. 2 kills to 0, one way or another, for Stack of the Doom. So maybe they're not doomed after all. We got level 7 kicking in for Chromie. And X-Ray can already try and turn in. That's 25 gems that he delivers and secures for the team. As we have over on the left side, Mopsio and his boys doing some work as well, getting the camp 2. So, can they make sure that they are going to deliver some of the gems that they get those web weavers? They're already behind in gems just by a little bit because of that kill earlier. Not really a whole lot missing, thankfully for them. Most was recovered. But Diablo is already looking for targets and starting to push his way through. Yeah, down at the bottom of the map, we got Leorki. Genji is just going for Tracer. And with this push, they could possibly take a tower or two down. X-Ray is actually dropping really low in mana on Joanna here. So Chromie is just firing away from a distance as best as she can, softens up the wall for later on in the game. The experience is roughly the same for the two teams. There's obviously a slight advantage that we have for the red team just because of the kills that they got. That leads us to a level 7 talent, which gives us, amongst other things, now also Sins Exposed, and we get the Emerald. Now, we go for Blaze. Some easy damage against Darkmog. We're still totally fine here, but he has to go up against the Janitor, who is trying to take out the trash here. Oh, the jet propulsion! Missing! The flank is still coming in. Chromie isn't here. They're trying to fight this out, but Mopsio gets attacked quickly. But they're all still good to go. Leo with another Drain Connect, so they're all totally fine here. And this was a 5 versus 4 that didn't yield too much for Stack of Doom. So now Diablo making the next play for them. And this is Hanzo surviving the big onslaught from the Enjoyers. Able to get out of that fight. I mean, kudos to Vegard Kane for keeping Ultralisk alive. That was not an easy task. 47 gems have been delivered by the red team, and they are getting the Webweaver wave. And one of the problems is that the Enjoyers have actually not turned in a single gem yet. So there's a lot of gems that they're currently holding. If they have trouble defending that first Webweaver wave and lose a few heroes, they could lose also a lot of the gems that they currently have in their hands. Especially on Chromie's side, we have now 31. And they're going to defend in the mid lane first. A lot of the wave clear is also coming, of course, from Leoric, who's doing his thing at the bottom of the map. Over here, they try and get Chromie and Genji to take the web weavers out. But it's the top lane, really, where Joanna is currently sitting and escorting one through. That is a bit of an issue. Jojo even flanking into the mid lane right now, distracting them even further. So one web weaver has now been defended against, but this one is taking the wall out and will likely damage the 4-2 if they let it happen. At the bottom of the map, it's a 2-man that is pushing in. That means Leo also needs some assistance as he's defending, and Genji is happy to oblige. But this fort has already taken 50% damage, so not really amazing for the blue team. Thankfully for them, not a single fort has been totally outright destroyed, so that's the good news, I guess. But a lot of structures have been damaged, and there's the level 10 talents for the red team. So, Blessed Shield More stuns with the Dragon's Arrow. Deckard has not made a choice yet. Teasing us a little bit here. And we're getting Tranquility from Malfurion. The Entomb. Oh, Deckard Cain gets attacked right away. Went for stay a while and listen. But is able to get away. Even with Chromie following up with some extra burst. Not able to take him down. So Diablo still just looking for any possible angle where he can stun somebody into a wall. Where he can engage, force a fight here. They have their own level 10 of course now. We're getting Lightning, Fury, talked about some of the talents already a bit earlier, but this might actually be our first 5 versus 5 now, and indeed it is. Chromie gets murdered. Just disappears.
And we say bye-bye! Bye-bye!
So he's gone. And, well, they are hoping... Actually, they're going to lose more, I guess. Diablo? Ah, taps the fountain, is able to get out. Good route for Malfurion also to shut them down. But I think Stack of Doom is not really adequate, or Stack of the Doom is not really adequate anymore, so Stack of Doom it is again. They're certainly bringing some Doom to many of the heroes on the blue team side. 3 have been killed, and not a single kill from the Enjoyers. Not one. Chromie would have loved to have the timeout available in that last battle, as she became the target. But now we have the red team with the second Web Weaver wave, and it is starting to really become a problem here. This is objective number 2 in a row now for the red team, and for the Enjoyers, nothing really flows together here. They are holding a ton of gems still. They turned some in, but this is still a problem. Or have they actually turned any in? They recovered, of course, many of the gems that Chromie had when she died. But yeah, Arion holds 58. I don't think they turned anything in. 58. He can get a turn in by himself right now. They need to survive. And they're already in trouble. Here's the arrow. Mopsio is dead. Leo is gone. That's 24 gems. Genji came in and recovered them. He's holding 80 gems now, but that is only part of the problem. Diablo is coming back, thanks to him fully stacked on souls. Leo will respawn soon, but the topside fort is going to have a big problem now. And so will... I think they're losing all of them. The one at the bot lane is about to be destroyed. It's gone already. The one in the middle is not looking too hot either. Maybe they can save this one, but they're losing way too much right now. This is a massive, massive problem. 5 kills to 0. 1 level lead for the red team. A talent advantage. And of course, 2 forts that have been destroyed. And they go again for Mopsio, and he's dead again. One of the winning strategies for teams that face off against Mopsio is oftentimes to just tilt him hard. And if you can farm him a little bit, that usually leads to exactly that outcome. So you can definitely play a bit of a psychological game. And Stack of Doom is taking those kills. Now Mopsio is down for another 5 seconds, but there's a boss about to be taken. 108 gems in the hands of the Enjoyers. They have more than 2 turn-ins here. Surprisingly enough, even with all the kills against them, they recovered most of the gems. But they also have to turn them in. They will lose them eventually. Arion is sitting at 86 gems. If he gets another 14, he gets the secret mount. He's going to end up with the triple digits, and he's going to get the secret mount. If you, by the way, believe that, then congratulations. You're new to the stream. Welcome. Basically, that's a little bit of a meme story, because back in the days, at some point, like years ago, played a game on this map, and we had one guy on our team that was just an absolute nuisance. I mean, we were winning the game, we were clearly dominating the opponent, and he was just yapping around all day, every day about us having to turn in gems while we were destroying the opponent's team. So at some point, to shut him up, we just told him that if you hold 100 gems at any point, you unlock a secret mount. And some of my teammates that were, by the way, all random, we were not a stack or anything, some of my teammates jumped on the story immediately and were like, yeah, dude, you didn't know about that? Like, if you hold 100 gems, yeah, of course you get the secret mount. You don't have it yet? I already have it. I didn't equip it, but I have it, so yeah, obviously I know about it. So everybody immediately was on the same page. And for the rest of the game, the guy was just collecting gems, leaving us alone, not turning anything in. And we were then about to end the game. We're clearly dominating it the entire game. We're about to end it, and he has, I think, like 85 gems or something. He's like, please don't end. I need like 15 more. I need a few more gems. I want the secret mount. And at that point, we finally told him that we're just pulling his leg the entire time, so he would be quiet. He was not amused, but hey, the game was won already, so it was all good. But that's essentially what Arian is doing right now. He has 95 now, so he's missing 5. And then he will get the imaginary secret mount. So, yeah. 16 is ready, and there's the 3rd Web Weaver wave in a row. 3 in a row! They are bodying them on the objective. Now, there is one problem with this. X-Strike. Yeah, and Genji gets away. 99 gems. 99 at this point. So, right now, the big question is simply this. Can the red team do enough damage? There is still a scenario in which they don't do enough damage on keeps. And all of a sudden, with a level 16 talent of their own, the Enjoyers are getting 3 turn-ins in a row. And that might change the dynamic of this quickly. So this game is not over. As long as you hold on to those gems, you're still fine. You might lose a keep, but as long as you don't lose, let's say, 2, it's still salvageable. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm just saying it's possible. And Arian, congratulations. There it is. He has the 100. Nice. Triple digits for our man. Triple digits for Genji. The keep at the top is still standing. Keep in the middle is going to be protected. They have to make sure that this minion wave is not taking it out, though. And, yeah, they're rotating over. So, yeah. It seems, though, that the blue team might still lose it. At least we have the Stack of Doom getting aggressive here. But 16 talents are now available for both teams. Here comes the aggression. They try to go for the fight. And Leo is dead. 32 gems. The arrow is missing. 32 gems. Genji, this time he doesn't get them. 32 gems, just lost. I mean, you can argue if that was really necessary or not. But now that Diablo is also gone, you can kiss the top keep goodbye. So, yeah, 100 gems for Genji. He's still protected. He's still fine. There's the Stern While. And listen or get wrecked. And Arian is trying to get kills. And he's getting dangerously close. Tracer is gone. Jojo is gone. There's the Entomb. Finally, a little bit of work done by them. That's momentum. That's not something they're waiting for a long time now. They go for the triple kill, and they're trying to get more. Ultralisk should get murdered here. Ultralisk should also die. Ah, well, they still have the fountains. Yeah, with the fountains and the forts, that's not a thing. So now they can work on those turn-ins. They still have 3 turn-ins in a row. They weren't able to kill Darkmog either. In my head, I was, okay, they're losing keeps. The opponent should have lost forts. If there was a bit more space for Genji, he would have been able to get that kill on Hanzo for sure. But now they get their own turn-in. And this is now the moment where we really have to see the Enjoyers do some work. Not necessarily with the first objective right away. They have a few more that they can, of course, secure. But they now have to bring that momentum into play. This game is not over. They're only half a level behind. This is salvageable. Even with the 30 gems that were lost by Leorki getting killed. So now there's the chance, but they have to play this one out too. So already we're having some damage done here in the middle. Keep in mind, bot lane, top lane, all still pushed by those web weavers. Damage output at this point in time, we have 33,000 for Genji, 54,000 for Hanzo, and forts are gonna fall. And again, this is with the first objective. They are scaling. The first objective already destroys the first fort. The one at the top is taking significant amounts of damage, and at the bottom of the map they're gonna destroy another one. So that's with objective number 1. They have 2 more that they can easily turn in. So now it's all about Genji trying to deliver his own gems here. But that was already a successful first push. But of course this only is the start. This is the beginning. They need more. And the opponent is soon gonna get level 20. So you have to think about, how do you play this? Do you wait it out until you have your own level 20 talent? Or what's going to be the move by them? 100 gems for Arian. He's not turning in. They're still trying to get themselves a bit of extra experience. And it seems like Richo is again sacrificing himself here. He's trying to get away, and he will be killed. That's 13 gems that they lose. It's not too much. Siege Giants were now taken. And I guess Arian can turn in and will. Sneaks in as the team goes for the boss. Do they get in time? And the answer is no! Oh, they were hoping to claim this with level 20 talents. but the turn-in was just a little bit too fast. Nice. So they will get to level 20. That's what the turn-in is for. They will also push out the top lane a bit. And then we'll see if they can even do some damage with their own level 20 in their web weavers. But of course they have plenty of gems to get another turn-in just after this, even if it doesn't work out. Genji is getting the experience at the top. The rest of the team is sitting in the middle to do it here. And 20 is going to kick in any second. The red team has now defended against the web weavers down at the bottom of the map. Rotates into the middle to take this one out as well. But up at the top, not only will the fort fall, or should, but they could do a bit more. So, yeah, now it's 20 versus 20. They are on even footing again with the opponent. Tranquility upgraded. We have Serenity up, plus Buried Alive. Every single time I see that, I'm reminded of Firefly and Serenity. Fantastic series. Absolute shame that they cancelled it after one season, but at least they made a movie as well. If you haven't watched that yet, you should check it out. You can thank me later. But with that, the lanes are pushed back out against Stack of Doom. In addition to it, we now have the top 4 destroyed, and they're getting some damage in down here on the wall of the keep itself. 9 kills to 3. 88 gems in their hands. So they can get that turn in, but they're a little bit behind in gems still, but this would still be a nice play if they get the third one in a row now. And they're gonna try, but the fight, Leo, again destroyed. Leo is down, the arrow missing completely on the other hand. Diablo with the engage, Diablo with the barbecue, and he gets murdered. Had the soul, so he'll be fine. But Chromie and Genji are still looking to get kills the entire time here. And they're barely missing out. I mean, the entire red team is low in hit points. Stack of Doom is throwing everything at the wall right now. They're trying as best they can to tie it up here. And they have to. If they lose, I think it's going to be super tough. Now, 42,000 damage for Genji. 64,000 for Hanzo. And the blue team got another turn-in. Blue team with one more turn-in. Mopsio trying to get in range with the Hellgate use. And he's just barely out of it. Arian is the one that kept them alive for a long, long time. Mopsio! And he's deaded. He's down. Gets destroyed. They try to go for Tracer. And she gets murdered. Genji and Leo working in tandem here with a great Buried Alive. Now it's a 4 versus 4. The ult on Malfurion. Jojo falls. Leo is alive. And the web weavers are on the map. Here come the Enjoyers. The comeback attempt. The attempt to turn this game around and lock in a significant lead in the best of 5 series. 40 seconds for Jojo and for Tracer to be back. It's a 4 versus 3 now. They move down to the bottom of the map, hoping to open up the wall here, and web weavers also still pushing at the top. Darkmok already in a bit of trouble here for just a moment, but Entomb was not ready for Leoric, so he wasn't able to use it. But can they get the keep? They're gonna try. 18 seconds for Tracer. They have the numbers advantage. He should be able to pull this one off. In comes the Entomb, Buried Alive, and the kill! That's 44 gems on the ground right now. Ultralisk, is he gonna grab them? Nope, they're losing out on a lot of them. They didn't lose all of them, but they still lost a lot, and they lost the keep. Just like that, the Enjoyers are ahead. They are even in structures, more or less, but the momentum is definitely in the hands of the blue team, and they're now trying to go for the boss because they just took out Blaze. They have a chance here. And down at the bottom of the map, Genji is going to go for Siege Giants. So you see that the Siege Giants are being taken, and with the boss claimed at the top, once they lock this one in, they're going to try and go for the core. 100%. The Enjoyers making it work. 50 gems only in the hands of the Stack of Doom. They can't even go for a turn-in to try and trade a boss defense for a web weaver defense. So now the boss at the top is about to be taken. They're going to try and tie this up properly, take the camp out, and then make their play. Blaze is already back, and here we go. Diablo at the top has claimed it. This is the opportunity. Leo died 5 times. Diablo died 6 times. The team making the play. The keep is gone. Keep is gone 100%. But can they get more? Entomb misses. Here comes the jet propulsion. Nice damage. And Leoki is dead again. Richu is gone. Gets the cooldown reduction, obviously, going with another drain. But it's still a 4 versus 5 right now. He's providing them with some vision, but even the keep at the top is not going to fall here. This was a chance to end the game, and now they just missed out on it. The gems are being turned in, but the red team is much, much closer to getting a turn in. Oof. Yep, that was an important kill. Taking Leo down here was massive. So the boss removed, that was big. Blaze is down at the bottom of the map. But yeah, without them killing Leo here, this would have potentially been a disaster. Alright, a couple of stuns coming together against Johanna, but not enough. And Tomb is used, buried alive, X-Strike, and the bunker saves the day. Blessed Shield, and the arrow from Hanzo. Leo is dead again, get used to it, my friend. They kill Malfurion, but Tracer is also obliterated. Still a 3 versus 4 in favor of the Stack of Doom. They want Diablo. Dibbles trying to get away here, and Genji again moving in, looking for another target. Diablo made the engage. Mopsio is about to go down, but Genji got the kill on Blaze. They're so close to taking Johanna down too. Genji wants it, comes in with even more damage. X-Ray low. Genji time and time again. The savior of the team here. The 2 damage dealers doing work, chasing them back. Here comes Leorki, and they take down the God Kane. 4 versus 2 on the map now. And honestly, MVP has to be Genji. Arian, oh my god. Some of the plays that he's been pulling off. 61 gems still in the hands of their opponents though. So they didn't lose a lot of gems. They actually lost barely anything. They still have enough for a turn in. But the Enjoyers are also closing in massively on getting a Web Weaver wave. They are so damn close. All they need is 1 additional gem. 1 more and that's it. If they can get 1 more gem out of this, then they're going to be able to turn in. Then it's becoming a race who turns in first. But holy crap. What a map now. This could determine the series. I mean, it definitely could. If this is a 2-0 lead, bringing it back is going to be mega difficult. Atrax has 5. They need 6. Yeah, Malfurion is also still sitting there. Leo is at the top. He holds 3. X-Ray, and yep, he's going to try and turn in, and the rest of the team is turning in at the bottom of the map. 5 is not enough. 64 gems, there it is. They let the turn in happen. Blue Web Weavers are going to come down next. This time the top side keep will fall. The only question is, can they hold on? Can they save the core? If they can save the core now, and then get their own turn in, they might just be able to bring it back. Stack of Doom still has a shot here. But the Enjoyers are now the ones that are really pushing this. The Enjoyers are the team that are making the moves. So yeah, top side. That's where we're going to have the Web Weavers do work. But there's also double catapults there. They want to go for the core directly. They're trying to push for the core through the bot lane. Immediately. Richu is looking for the Entomb. Richu is looking for the Entomb. And Blaze is ready to drop a bunker if he needs to. But he's the one that gets caught. And they got Kane with the ult. Nice. The turn on Leoric. He is alive for now. Arrow is missing. Not connecting with anything. And the first defense is already up. Defense at the bottom of the map. Worked out. Now they're moving into the middle of the map. But the Web Weavers are already doing damage to the keep. But they are starting to take it out. Slowly. Steadily. And they should be able to claim this one. Keep is gone. That means at the top, the last one is standing. And this keep is going to fall as well. All the keeps are gone at this point. Every single one. Topside keep will fall in a second. It's now destroyed. And that means they have nothing left here. The blue team is falling back. Catapults are their friend from here on out. But they have to also prevent the turn-in. Holy hell. At the top, 8 seconds for the boss. 8 seconds for the boss. If the blue team just sits around the boss area for a bit, catapults will eventually help out. We're 25, 26 minutes into the game. Catapults are hitting hard. Genji is again all over the place, trying to escort catapults in, trying to destroy some of the minions here. Team fight again. Leo and Tomb not doing anything for them. On the other hand, Tracer is killed. Chromie, she gets the kill. Leo dies too, but I think they're willing to trade him here.
Johanna, on the other hand, she holds 41 gems. If they lose those, it's lights out. Here comes the arrow. They try to go for Genji. He gets stunned once, twice, gets back out. Mopsy, on the other hand, he's gone. He has the soul stack, so he will be back. 99 gems now for the Stack of Doom. What a series. Honestly, this game is bonkers. Absolutely nuts. 18 kills, 210. 28 kills in total. And oh, they're trying to go for the boss at the top. Leoric is going to be back soon. Tracer only in 22 seconds. They are going to go for the turn-in. They might go for the turn-in and try to get a turn-in for a boss defense. I don't know if the blue team will actually go for this. This late into the game, it's much more likely that they're going to try to go for the core directly. And they should. This is a strong boss. Web Weavers are coming down. Now the moment. Do they push with this? They should, they will. If they mess it up, though, they lose the game. If the blue team messes up the push and loses the fight, it's over. Then the Web Weavers are going to end this. But with the boss, you can go for the core here. Catapults are going to slow the Web Weavers down. That's definitely going to happen. So here it is. That's the big play now. This is going to decide the game one way or another. At least it should. 80,000 damage for Chromie. 72. What an entomb! What an entomb! Massive play from Leo and Genji. And that seals the deal. The Enjoyers with the double kill. The Entomb of Doom catches them all. And this is game. Less kills, no problem. The Enjoyers with a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 as they lock in the win on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Well, it's a 2-0 lead after all. The Enjoyers, they turned the game around. And again, I have to remind everybody once more. We had 3 turn-ins from Stack of Doom that started this off. 3 turn-ins. Genji had more than 100 gems, never died, and was able to deliver all of them. And they slowly but steadily pushed the Stack of Doom back and were able to win the game. So, as is right now, we're going to Towers of Doom as our 3rd map, and this is obviously match point. Right now, the red team has to win 3 games in a row if they want to make this happen, whereas the Enjoyers only need to be victorious once on the next 3 maps in order to advance to the losers bracket final, where whichever team advances will fight for a chance to qualify for the playoffs. So, can Stack of Doom really pull a reverse sweep off here? I think it's a tall order. It's their map choice, by the way, so the loser decides whether they want to have the map or whether they want to go for first pick, first ban. They decided that they want to have the map, and, well, we'll see. Is Towers of Doom the map where they can turn this? Mopsio picks Muradin. Right away, they say Muradin, first pick worthy for us here. Has the mobility. Maybe they also want to play with Playmaker again and try and create kill opportunities, which actually worked quite nicely for them in game number 1 when they played it on Infernal Shrines. But I'm also insanely curious what Stack of Doom is now doing. I feel we're going to get a Sergeant Hammer, but I'm also just riffing here. So, we get Urel, and we get Rhaegar. When Link picks Rhaegar, I mean, first of all, he is obviously the one that really loves Rhaegar. I've been talking about this in previous games, but also that doesn't mean that we're not going to get a second support from X-Ray. Now, granted, it is oftentimes a bit more likely that they're starting things off with Oriel, which has been a very stable pick for them, unless banned. And now we've seen it on, we've seen Oriel banned on map number 2 in the 3rd ban position. That could happen again. But, yeah, we'll see. Urel would fit the bill a little bit of what they could do if they really would go for Sergeant Hammer here and try to go for a slower but more CG option. We got Blaze and Junkrat now on the Enjoyer side. So at the top, that means it's a pretty decent matchup. Urel against Blaze, always a good one. And then we have Junkrat. And here comes, by the way, the Oriel ban again. So even with Rhaegar picked 2nd and them not leaning into Oriel yet, they're just deciding that they don't want to go up against the double support with Oriel being part of it regardless. Because if you get Resurrection in, it didn't really work the way that they wanted to play it in game number 1 on Infernal Shrines. But you can still do a whole lot if that works properly, as we've seen, for example, in some of the losers bracket matches previously that Stack of Doom played. Diablo and Vala. So, Ultralis hasn't picked yet. They can also swap a couple of heroes around if they really want to. But they go for Vala as one of the main damage sources for themselves. And now it is Diablo that they're picking here. Still a chance for more attack damage, I suppose, but a mage would also work with that combination, or a third melee. And now for the blue team, the final picks for game number 3. The first match point. And we get Maiev plus Deckard Cain. Deckard Cain again, and with Maiev you have a very strong front line now. So Junkrat will have to deliver a lot of the damage and also the interrupts against against altar channels. But yeah, let's see. Ultras, the final choice. What are they going to go for right now? This is a map that they absolutely have to win. If they have any chance, this is match point already. You lose this one, you're out of the group. You win, you still have a chance to slowly make your way into what's game number 5. But the final choice, we get Liming, we get resets, potentially. Ladies and gentlemen, the first match point of the series, Towers of Doom. Match point! Enjoy us with a 2-0 lead as we are going for Towers of Doom. The stack of Doom on Towers of Doom. Is that a home advantage? Mopsio for the blue team is playing Muradin. We have Arian on Maiev. Richu is playing Blaze for the team. Makotzel on Deckard Cain. And Itrax on Junkrat. Over on the right side of the map, Stack of Doom with X-Ray on Diablo. We got Linked on Rhaegar, Ultralisk on Liming, and Außenseiter with an arrow build. I actually don't mind that. I think arrow build. Chris would approve. Let's just put it like that. And Darkmog on Urel. Towers of Doom is lately a bit of a weird map for me. Obviously, it's a map where you have a lot of comeback potential in the late game because scaling into the late game and gaining late game momentum is all that matters here. So you can be down to just a few hit points on the core and you can still turn the game around if you gain momentum and win a couple of team fights, which is pretty cool and what most people love. I still gotta say that there are certain phases on the map that to me just feel a little bit tedious. And I think one of the reasons is actually the altar phases where we have a top left and a top right altar. Where it's just a double altar and a top left, top right. I think they are boring as hell. Nothing happens in 99 out of 100 games whenever that rotation spawns. It's always the teams just going, each team for one altar, because it's just so difficult to get both. And it would be so much better, I think, for the dynamic of the map, if Blizzard would simply either remove those phases and just eliminate those two altar phases, top left, top right. If there's two altars in the middle, it's totally fine. But the top left, top right stuff should be completely removed. Or you make those triple altar phases. That would make this a lot more dynamic. And I think for me personally, this is what sometimes makes this a little bit tedious. Nice invade, by the way, for the Enjoyers on our first camp. So instead of going for their own pumpkin camp, they're taking a risk. If they are defeated, then they lose a camp and they don't take their own. But they are able to even connect the pumpkins with the wall. So good start for them into game number 3. Not too bad. 3 stacks for Vala. We're going to keep our eye on how she is going to perform as the game continues here. With a proper arrow build, you can do a lot of damage, specifically when those fights are centering more around altars and not anymore on the lanes themselves, where a lot of minions can of course soak up some of the damage. So we'll see. All the way up at the top, Richu is now in, and Darkmog locked in that 1v1 as the red team is looking for some kills. By the way, a bit of a random question for people just in general, especially people that are watching on YouTube right now. Amazon apparently has changed things a lot now with Kindles and ebooks so that you don't own them anymore and that they can do basically anything they want with. You can't even like put them onto your hard drive anymore and download them as a file. So people are talking a lot about jailbreaking their Kindles, and from the looks of it, it's not only insanely easy, but also the software that you can get for that is pretty advantageous. Has anybody actually done it already? Because I'm currently heavily considering doing exactly that, and it feels like Amazon is just screwing up more and more and losing a lot of customer goodwill, I'd say. But there's tons of stuff out there now on YouTube about jailbreaking Kindles, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm considering it, and I'm actually curious if somebody has already had some experience with that themselves. It seems pretty straightforward and easy, and unlocks a lot of new features too from the looks of it. Shots fired now in our game here. 32 stacks against 36. So one. Oh, and that hurts. The kill on Vala. It's not a Gambit quest.
They're not losing anything with the kill, but she's stacking a little bit slower now, and that's the damage dealer gone. So, considering that this is the game where they need to turn the momentum around, this just hurts. You are losing the first hero, it's your stacking hero as well. You lost already one of the pumpkin camps. Out of the 3 altars at the beginning, you lose 2. Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not telling us anything about who wins the game yet, but losing camps the entire time, giving your opponent a half-level lead, it's not a great start. So, we'll see. Maybe now, Muradin gets attacked, a couple of the hits connect, the wall gets opened up at the top now. Down at the bottom of the map, they're at least going to be able to take this camp, or are they? Yes, they are. Could have been close. He was trying to move in for it again. Mopsio gets bullied around a little bit by Diablo. And is low here. I'm very curious to see if he goes for a playmaker again, or if this time he just decides that it's time to be a bit more tanky at the front for the team. So, yeah. And apparently waits to die. So, Mopsio is barely able to escape here, but he's cutting it a little bit close at times. You're not playing Diablo anymore, my friend. You don't get an insta-revive. That is not a thing. We actually had that in the game. At the beginning, when Heroes of the Storm was released, pretty much every single hero had a revive on level 20. I can't remember what it was called. Resurgence? Was it Resurgence? It was a very generic talent, and it allowed you to get a revive. The games lasted forever because of it. So, what people basically did is they were always only fighting when it was up. So when somebody had to use it, everybody just played passive, waited until it was up and draw out the game. And I'm so happy that they removed that, but yeah, apparently some people still thought that they had one. So, Muradin, careful. It's a few years past that. Big fight over the altar now. Yeah, Diablo is also getting some damage dropped on him though. So he needs to be careful too. We have 15 stacks by now for Vala. And she goes with Frost Shot on her level 7. So, as long as Vala is able to get these stacks, her damage output is really going to spiral out of control as the game continues. The longer the lasts, better for her. Every single skirmish around an altar is great for her. She's going to be able to stack this up quickly. And at this point already, we got Vala as the top damage dealer in the game. And that's just barely any stacks at all. So she's going to get easily a few more here. We should be able to. Yeah, works a couple in, but Diablo is dead, and that is the second kill in the game. Vala gets disked and likely going to die now. Riptire, Stormbolt, and gets blown to pieces. Oh my god. She disappeared instantly. Has 19 stacks now, but that's 3 kills to 0, and they extended the lead in experience to an entire level. So, now that the red team has level 10 abilities too, they can build up some momentum and try and bring this back, but it is a dangerous spot to be in now. Mopsio is just anchoring the play as they go for another camp. But yeah, it hurts a lot. This is not good for them. But it's 32 points against 32 in the core. This is a comeback map. This is all about late game momentum. Vala has gone for a build that could help her significantly in the later stages of the game. So there is still a lot to do here. Ult already from Deckard Kane. They're trying for Vala again. And the Ancestral is there, but so is the Tether from IF. Mopsio is moving out. The disconnects. Another Stormbolt. The bunker on the ground already. But a lot of the heroes in red are starting to struggle here. Everybody's actually dropping a little bit low. And there's another Stormbolt, this time against Diablo, to stop him from re-engaging into the battle. But everybody is still happy and moving back out. Nobody was able to pull anything off here. The double altars are still up for grabs, and it's the red team that takes control of the zone and tries to protect Link so that he can grab it. And he does. Blaze, is he able to get it? Nope, he is not. Well, actually, no, he did. Sorry. He was able to grab it. Wow, that was absolutely perfect timing. So each team gets one of the altars. And they try to go for Diablo again. And X-Ray is... yeah, he's dead. X-Ray is gone. Another big disc against Rhaegar as they're trying to go for the kill here. The Riptire gets put in and they get the kill. Guys, that's 5 kills to 0 now.
5 kills to nothing. And it starts to be worrisome a little bit. Now, obviously, those kills and that leading experience has to first translate into something, because so far it hasn't. There hasn't been a single bell tower conversion. We don't have a lead in points on the core for them either. So, just looking at the kills and the flow of the game, it's only doing so much for you. You have to actually be able to translate that into a tangible advantage, and they just don't have that yet. Now, the level 13 talent is a nice little lead, but we need bell towers converted or more points taken off the core in order for this to actually do something. On the other hand, this little play here against Darkmog is pretty sweet, and it leads to another kill. So Urel is gone. That's kill number 6. That was a very nicely stacked CC chain that didn't allow Urel to move at all, basically. So Urel is gone. 6 kills to 0. More than a level advantage. Another camp about to be taken. But what can they do with all of this? If you look at the experience distribution here, in minion experience they're ahead, mercenary experience ahead, hero experience way ahead. But they have still not taken a bell tower. And they're probably going to take that altar at the bottom of the map now. But, well, it's 4 points. It's not a whole lot. It's actually not even guaranteed that they're going to get this. Maybe they can slow it down enough so that they get their own level 13 talent before that even becomes a thing. Makotzel, alright, he channels it, and that's 4 shots fired. But given everything that has happened, and given the fact that Stag of Doom hasn't gotten a single kill yet, they're holding on in experience. They're behind, but they're not crazy behind. Now, level 13 talents, they're negated. Well, the advantage is negated. Vala by now with Gloom, she has 28 stacks on her level 1. And now it's the red team that is starting to be a bit aggressive here. Another great disc from IF against Diablo. Jet propulsion in the back. The bunker. Rip tire. Rhaegar is already down. And Vala is going to die as well. Vala is down too. They're going for Diablo down here. And honestly, at this point, Stag of Doom is just getting murdered. I cannot believe this is happening like this. But there is a solid chance now that Stag of Doom is dropping out of the group. Not even surviving the group stage. And that they're getting 3-0'd by the Enjoyers. There is a solid chance of that going on here. We have 31,000 damage for Vala. She's top damage in the game. Congratulations. That's going to do absolutely nothing for you. Maiev is on 30k. We have 9 kills to 0. How many? Exactly. Yep. That's what I said. 16 talents are now in. Absolutely crazy. The Enjoyers are going through Stag of Doom like hot butter through cheese. Murdering them. Melting them away here. Absolutely no chance for the red team. And, well, they're trying to reclaim that bell tower, but they just can't. So, yeah. Off we go once again. There's the next little play with Deckard Kane. They go for X-Ray once more. There's the Storm Bolt. The Ancestral. Desperately needed. And they barely save him. So in come the shots. And that's 5 more off the core. They get at least 3. But, well, there's another channel now coming in. And it is disastrous. It dropped down to 14 points on the core right now. And it's just tough. Stormbolt misses. The tether doesn't, but they still are able to save Vala here. But the momentum that we've been talking about the entire time is here. And now there are those results that we're getting from the Enjoyers. So they're looking good. They're looking very good here. 2 kills to 0. And if they're continuing like this, then they will move on to the losers bracket final, where they have a shot to advance to the playoffs. So, as it stands, a 2-level advantage plus a talent lead. And we have the tunnels now open. Boss is, of course, up. You still could go for the boss here. And, yep, they're doing exactly that. At the bottom of the map, this one will be reclaimed. But with the boss, 4 more shots are going to be fired. Richu just doesn't make it in time to contest the camp. But he can take the pumpkins now out. And the boss, again, is going to be taken out, which means 10 points on the core for Stag of Doom. Shots fired, and the red team is gonna throw everything against them now. They have to. They need to win team fights and gain momentum. Late game momentum is everything here. It's 4 bell towers to 4. And woof. The game totally freezing. Hello, Blizzard? What are you doing here? Blizzard is absolutely griefing us at this point, as it seems.
So yeah, Blizzard with a big grief on this one. Let's hope that this is going to come back in a moment. But this is definitely some pretty bad timing to have a problem with the server here.
Well, we're back to business, but the situation obviously has not changed. Stack of Doom, they need to gain momentum here. They haven't gotten a single kill yet, and they really need to step it up. They want to be aggressive, and of course they gotta be. So they're trying to invade the camp here. Already making a move. Good engage by Diablo initially, and it seems like Richu might actually be in some trouble. Still has Bunker up though, so he's gonna be fine, at least for now. But Ultralisk in the back, trying to get the hits in with Liming, looking for the resets. Diablo falls, but they are able to kill Maiev. The first kill, finally, for Stack of Doom in game number 3. This is match point. They need more than that, and they're trying to take Link down. It is Muradin that falls. Muradin is gone, and Blaze falls shortly after. Ultralisk on a killing spree. They get 3. They're looking for 4. Not able to take down Junkrat, but they're coming in for Deckard Cain, and Makotzel is not going to make it. All of a sudden, there's the momentum that we've been talking about the entire time. Double Altar is up on the map right now, and Stack of Doom is getting the double channel. They channel both of them through. That's 8 points off the blue team's score. They're dropping down to 17. And just like that, Stack of Doom is only 7 points behind and have a lot of momentum that they can now use to try and gain even more control. That was exactly what they needed. This is what the red team needed in order to come back into this series. They need to win 3 in a row now in order to turn this around, but they gotta start here on Towers of Doom. 46,000 damage by Vala at this point. We got 44,000 for Junkrat, making Vala, of course, the top damage dealer in the game thus far. And with the bell tower conversion in the middle, they can apply even more pressure now to the Enjoyers. And for the blue team, this is a massive setback. The only hero that survived the last encounter was Junkrat, and he barely made it through the gate before Li Ming could make any big moves here. So, level 16 talents on both sides, but the experience lead has also swapped. We now have Stack of Doom slightly ahead here. Vala picking up Manticore on level 16 in addition to the arrow build that she's been using the entire game. Sitting at 35 stacks now on level 1. And now they're pushing. Now all of a sudden it is Stack of Doom that is starting to get that late game momentum. We've been talking about Towers of Doom. It is the map that sees the most comebacks because late game control, late game momentum is everything here. Blaze in the middle trying to help out maybe a bit to try and get that bell tower back, but at the bottom of the map the next fight is coming in. The disc is already out and they're trying to force the fight now. Blaze is coming in. There's the jet propulsion. Urel survives and gets the Ancestral after popping her ult, but then Deckard Cain comes in. Stay a while and get wrecked. Vala goes down, she's destroyed, and that's exactly where the blue team wants to pick up again. But look at this, Maiev is so low, and she gets attacked again. Here comes Ultralisk, he wants the kill, and somehow Arian makes the pass, receives another heal, and is still totally fine here. 11 kills to 4. This could have been disastrous for the blue team. They were able to pick off Vala, which in and of itself is of course fantastic for them, but they could have lost so many of their heroes here. Once again, we have the altars up on the map. 17 to 10 is the count now. And they're isolating Darkmorg. Urel is gone. Channel for channel. 5 shots fired against 3. The blue team is down to 12 points, but they are able to also convert the bell tower back over before Makotzel finishes the channel. So this takes another 4 of Stack of Doom, and that puts us at 6 points. They're down to the single digits right now. They finally made some plays and showed a sign of life, but besides the 4 kills they got in this one team fight, they haven't accomplished much. They were able to get to level 20 on par with the opponent's team for a short period of time to convert the bell tower over, but they need more kills. They need to win team fights. This is what essentially could win them the game here, and they need to start right now. Here comes the blue team. Once again, the Enjoyers looking for pressure. They want that bell tower at that bottom right, and they want to get a chance to claim victory here. Ultralisk under pressure, moves back out, tries to turn it with a couple of combos, but look at Link. Link is in trouble, and he gets hammered into the ground. Muradin with that level 7 talent, contributing quite a lot here, jumping after Rhaegar time and time again, and was able to also connect the stuns. Now they take the bell tower, and this spells out real trouble for Stack of Doom. It's 12 points on the core against 6. It's not a big gap, but it's definitely something that they have to respect here. The boss will be back up in 5 seconds, so that's actually a very, very short period of time because Rhaegar is still down for another 35. So the blue team could try and make a play here. They already set up a camp at the bottom of the map, and with the pumpkins moving in, somebody needs to deal with this. And this is exactly what the red team is now doing. So they let the boss slide at the top, they just accept it, and they realize that it will all come down to that last big fight at the bottom of the map. It's a double altar situation. Bell Tower gets reconverted, but the 4 shots through the boss are now fired, and that puts Stack of Doom down to 2 points. 2 measly points on the core. It's all about the altars right now. Rhaegar isn't here yet. Diablo, he can't die. X-Ray's trying to get away. The bunker's already on the ground. Here comes the Riptire. But they are not able to nail Diablo down just yet. Rhaegar is on the move, but he's too late. Vala is already gone, and now the rest of the team is in trouble as well. The Ancestral hits Diablo. The disc hits Rhaegar. Ult used by Yrel as the red team is desperately trying to survive here, but Rhaegar falls, so that's a 5 versus 3 right now. Ultralisk still looking for kills and resets, but it's looking grim for the Stack of Doom. They might lose everything here. Ultralisk is about to fall. He goes down. Diablo dies as well. The channel has started, and this is game. The shots are fired, and the Enjoyers take down Stack of Doom without losing a single map. 3-0 for the blue team. GG and well played.